sharing my recipe for a color-changing cocktail. And the reason that this cocktail is going to change color is because it is made with a liquor that is a pH indicator. And you're going to, in your cocktail, convert the liquid from a base, which will be a beautiful blue, to an acid, which will be fuchsia color or pink or even yellow, depending on how acidic you get it. And the pigments that are the color indicator come from plain old ordinary red cabbage. So the family of pigments that's in here are called anthocyanins. Apparently they're in a lot of vegetables. I'm not at all an expert in it, but red cabbage is a very easy way to get what you need. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut myself a 4-ounce wedge of this cabbage. There we go, 4 ounces. So I'm going to cut this up, not super fine, but into small pieces so that when I have it in exposure to the liquor, I have a lot of surface area and it's easier to work with. But you can see the pieces I'm making, they're not tiny. Okay. Now this is an ISI whipped cream charger or pressure charger, and that's what I'm going to use to infuse the liquor with the pigments from the cabbage. So I put my cabbage in here. This one is the half-liter working size. Now I'm going to use 350 cc's of my liquor. I'm using a white tequila here. I've done it with vodka as well, and I imagine it would work with a lot of others, but this one is going to be tequila. And I'm using white tequila so that I don't have any colors other than the ones that are being imparted by the cabbage. Okay. Okay, so that gives me just about to the 0.5 fill line here on the container. And I'm using this strainer top. This is something that you can purchase as an accessory for your ISI whip. I have that rest of that accessory attached here. That just helps to drain it. It's not required, but it makes it a little easier. So now I'm going to insert the charging canister. This is the nitrous oxide that's going to help with the rapid infusion technique. I hear the gas dispense. Now I'm going to shake for 15 seconds or so. So now many people who use these infusers use 2 cartridges, and that's what I'm going to do. But I give you a warning here, which is that ISI and all of the recipes says to use 1 cartridge to relieve the pressure and then use a second one and do it. So I take no liability for anybody who uses 2 at the same time like I'm doing here, but I have not had a problem with it. So put the second cartridge on. Okay, shake again. Okay, now I'm going to let that sit there for 20 minutes to set a timer, and I'll see you guys then. Okay, I'm back, and my timer is just about to go off. So now I'm going to show you the venting of the nitrous oxide, and the idea is supposedly that the cavitation from the bubbles of the nitrous oxide are going to cause all of the pigment to come out of the cabbage and into the liquid. So you're supposed to vent it all at once. So here we're going to push it down. I have a container here to catch the overflow of which there's going to be quite a lot. and I'll pour out the rest from the container, but as you can already see, our formerly clear tequila is now this beautiful purple color. There's just some air bubbles in there, or nitrous bubbles in there still to come out. And more importantly, it's going to change color depending on the pH. So the utility of that little sieve that's in there is that now when I pour the remaining bits out, I'm not going to get a lot of little pieces of cabbage in there. So I put in 350 and I get out about, looks like maybe 330 or so. Now I'm going to filter out any last little bits of cabbage there might be there by running it through a coffee filter. As that's filtering, I'll just put this here so you can see again the color at this point of our tequila. Okay, we're back, and so what I have here is basically a liter of the tequila that I have made with the method that you just saw, and you can see that it's got this kind of purplish color. It's approximately neutral pH, just a little acidic. And I'm going to turn it more alkaline so that it starts off blue, and when I add to my cocktail the things that are sour that have citric acid in them, it's going to turn a more dramatic change in color from blue all the way to this fuchsia color. So I'm going to do that by adding sodium bicarbonate, and I have here 5 grams that I'm going to add per liter. I should let you know, just for the flavor qualities of the ultimate drink that I'm making, actually in here is 900 cc's of the colored tequila and 100 cc's of simple syrup, so that it makes it a little bit sweeter in the final product. But we'll go ahead and I'm going to put the bicarbonate. You're going to see it's going to turn from this purple color to a more blue color. Just drop some of it. I think you can already see on the bottom it's turning this different color than on the top. And I'll add it in, I'll shake it up a little bit, and that should make it that blue color that we're looking for. There you go, you see it was kind of purple and now it's kind of blue. And when I add that to the citrusy parts of the drink, it's going to make a very dramatic color change. So that's the before color and that's the after color. Okay, so I've already shown you how to make the pH sensitive tequila part of the drink. The other half of the drink will be these 2 ingredients, Rose's sweetened lime juice and triple sec, and these are combined 1-to-1. And the reason I'm using this sweetened lime juice rather than fresh lime juice is because it's clear in color and doesn't have little pieces of pulp in it, which for this particular application I think make a more aesthetic effect. And one other reminder that I mentioned before, although it might have passed unnoticed, is that the tequila has been diluted by 10% with simple syrup. You could, if you wanted instead, put the simple syrup in with the triple sec and the lime juice, but I chose to put it in with the tequila so that when I go to make the actual drink, I can combine 1 part of these 2 ingredients with 1 part of these 2 ingredients, just to make it simple. So now I'm going to show you how the actual cocktail is assembled. So what you see here are equal parts of the tequila mixture and the sours mixture, which is the triple sec and the lime juice. And of course, the whole point of doing this cocktail is to have something of a show. That's why we're going to the trouble of making it change colors. So I recommend pouring the tequila first and then pouring the yellow sours mixture into the tequila, where it's going to turn from blue to the magenta color, fuchsia color. So I invented this cocktail for a steampunk themed party, and I wanted to have an elaborate get-up to actually make the cocktail. So you can see I'm pouring the liquid into this laboratory apparatus called a gram condenser. It's really not doing anything to the cocktail. It's just for show, seeing all the colored liquids go through that spiral glass tube. So I've poured in first the blue tequila, and now I'm adding the yellow sours, and you'll see as it goes into the cup that it makes this nifty magenta color in the cocktail. Okay. Now to serve it, I'm going to shake it over ice, and I'm going to serve it in an old-fashioned tumbler. Oh, I could have done that.
That would have been cool, right?
All right. And here you can see the final product. Thanks a lot for watching.